Greetings, gamers. How's it been? As you can tell, I'm excited to hop back in to Sorcery. Oh my god. He's actually streaming again? There's no fucking way. Semi-consistently, too. You know, the time's a little bit early, right? Time's a little bit early, but I've got a meeting at 4. So I'm hoping we can squeeze it in these, like, 3 hours. Will that be possible? I have no clue. But I mean, we'll see. Let's put on the camera real quick. Let's put on the camera. Just a little bit of camera time. Just a tiny bit of camera time. A wee tiny bit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey fellas, how's it going? How are you cuties doing? No, I've got to mess with some audio mixing. I was reviewing last stream. The audio mixing was a little bit goofy. Let me shove on the monitor mix. Let's hear it. Wait, how do I do that again? I swear to God, I'm like a boomer. Hold on. There we go. There we go. I think that works. Maybe. Ooh. Damn, I never realized I had such a sensuous voice. My God. Okay. Jokes and fucking around aside. Let me not go full whack. Let's go like half whack. It's still good, right, fellas? I mean, I'm like peaking at negative 10, negative 8, negative 7, something like that. Yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. They call me whack, but I'm never full whack. All right, I think we're good. Anyways, still haven't settled on a name. This is a consistent issue. I've been thinking about it for 3 weeks now. What the fuck? Maybe I should just, like, say fuck it and start renaming myself a ton of different things on every platform until I find one that sticks. Like, I've tried ChatGPT. That was, like, my first one. I'm like, let's just see what it comes up with. Absolute garbage. Complete dog shit, in fact. So I'm just like, okay, let's go back and look at old usernames. Old usernames. Either I can't find them because I cover my tracks really well, or they haven't been recorded, like, sufficiently. There are, like, several tools on Steam, or not on Steam, but people, like, use the Steam API, rip data from Steam, and basically stalk Steam accounts. One of them is, like, steamid.uk. There's, like, a ton of them, but I can't look at my old Steam usernames through that. Like, it just shows, like, the first, like, 4 letters. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I have to guess. So that kind of, like, shut down that idea-ish. I did get on my old laptop, though, and found some funny shit. I also, like, not uncovered, but I reminded myself of some old game projects that I have that I really should be exploring at least a little bit more. I think I talked about this last stream, though, in the State of the Union address, so we don't really have to talk about it again. But yeah, I might invest in some more stream hardware, maybe, though. At least a Steam Deck, so I can easily switch scenes. That's number one on the ballot, on the to-do list, not the ballot. Jesus Christ, y'all don't get a vote. I do what I want to. Either way, I think I have committed to Elden Ring streams. I haven't found out a time, though. I'm trying to find a time that works for me, but also works for analytic purposes. But I'll probably jump into that, assuming we get Sorcery done today, on Friday, and continue it through all of next week, and go pretty hard on it next week, actually. I'm thinking, like, streaming every day next week for 3 to 5 hours minimum. We'll see, though. Pretty early in the day, too, just because I can. We might get a few videos recorded next week, too. We'll see. Probably recording that one video I was talking about on Monday later today though, so we'll see how fast I can edit it. God knows it's not going to get done in a timely manner because I spend 60 hours on a video minimum. But hey, Murph, how's it going? I'm just doing the usual State of the Union address. But I mean, we talked last night, so you already know what's going on. I've got the shaggy facial hair. I just realized like I haven't shown my face on stream in like a month or something. So I got the shaggy facial hair. It's coming in okayly though, all things considered. All things considered for a low testosterone 20-year-old man, but but yeah. I don't actually know if I have low T, but I think it's a funny joke. My brothers who are younger than I have significantly better facial hair than I. I think honestly, I think it's because they let it grow out longer. Like we all went through a stage in COVID or during COVID, not in COVID. We all went through a stage during COVID where we're just like, fuck it, we ain't shaving. There's no reason to. Like, we're just being gamer gremlins in the basement. Like, why not? So Atticus, Atticus and Nikolai are twins. Atticus got to the point where he was basically like, oh, dude, what did he look like? Well, he looked homeless, but that's not as funny. He almost looked like, man, you ever seen Seth Rogen, like, but when he was young and tried to grow a beard? It's just a patchy mess. That was Atticus. But now his facial hair is like very well defined, very nice. I think he just let it grow in and he's chilling now. So I might do the same. They're like 18, about to be 19, by the way. I'm 23 and I got this shaggy mess. So sad. Dude, I am excited for Elden Ring though, Murph. I thought I had mentioned Elden Ring when I was like looking at competition times, but maybe not. Like times that are competitive to stream at. Maybe I didn't. Fuck, dude. My brain's been all over the place past few weeks, so. But yeah, I'm gonna go pretty hard on Elden Ring throughout all of spring break. Because I want to get the game done so that opens us up to being able to do challenge runs, Murph. Because I know you graciously bought the game for me like 6 months ago in order to do challenge runs, and I'm like, fuck yeah. But then, you know, school happened, and then you were gone for a month, and then I was also busy with people for an ungodly amount of time, unjustifiably so. Right. I see. I mean, hey, you're not monopolizing on anything, dude. Like, it's good to get the woes of work out there. You know, otherwise you just get frustrated and it builds inside of you and you want to kill yourself. But yeah. I think Elden Ring is the next game I want to tackle on stream. Definitely. And I'm going to try to get that done. I'm not going to 100% the game. I'm going to go for like the main bosses. I'm not going to look anything up about the game. I have very limited knowledge of the game and limited experience in the Souls franchise generally. Or Souls-like games, whatever. From Software games, all of that. I mean, I guess, but not oof. I'll tell my stream later. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we'll have to think of some good challenge run ideas. I don't know, Saturday or something. It depends on if I travel down to see some fellas, but I might also do a Risk of Rain stream idea that I've had for a while with my brothers. We'll see about that though. Because that one's gonna be a fucking mess. But yeah, that one's gonna be a mess and a half to do. But yeah. I've been trying to think of more like social streams to do as well that are specifically for YouTube. I realized how bad the window glare is, but my beautiful bamboo plants need sun, so you guys are gonna have to cope. Look, I look so heavenly. I look so wonderful. Oh my God, it's Pope Emmius the Third. I'm actually the Pope of Brem's new church. It's coming out. Bremus Christ, or Bremus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Man, I wonder when we'll see that guy next. I realize this bit has no context outside of Brem and my goofiness, but cope, I guess. I'll see if I can force him to do a bit on stream about it, but I'm now Pope Emmius the Third. Anyway, I'll be around. If you need someone to backseat game during specifics, just ask. Bet. I mean, I'm gonna probably be doing the streams really early in the morning, like 5 a.m. I think that's what we had talked about. Yeah. No, because I remember, because I was like, oh yeah, no, that's actually like 8 a.m. Pacific time. And you're like, you're an idiot. That's not how numbers work. And I'm like, oh, right, yeah. But I don't know. I have to look at the graphs again and decide. Because I want to do it at a low competition time, but also a time where I won't like want to die. But I'm also trying to line it up with doing the professional streams that I mentioned last stream. So we'll see. But either way, it's been 15 minutes of yapping, basically. 12 minutes, but the point remains. I think we have some sorcery to do. Some big sorcery. Some massive sorcery, even. Hit that display capture. Okay. Don't mind me dying. Okay, all right. We explored all of the inner colleges, I think. I don't think we ever found a DOP tower, actually. In any case, don't feel bad about referencing a guide if you need it. The community generally genuinely encourages it. Okay. I'll keep that in mind, actually, but yeah. I want to see... Oh, God, Jesus fucking Christ, the voice crack. Oh, my God. Bro, I got a slug stuck in my throat. What the hell happened? Bro, the Archmage is after me. Oh, my God. What is going on?
Me.
Oh, my... Something's fucked. I don't like that one bit. Okay. All right. Are we good? I think we're good. I think my voice is working. Okay. Dubious. Very dubious, my God. I think we did explore like we weren't inside the fog tower. Or we went inside, but we promptly got fucked. Because I refused to light a blood candle. This is the 6th tower, I think. Yeah, because we couldn't get... No, this one is the 6th tower. And we never ran into the DOP tower, I don't think. Which one's the 6th tower? I actually have no clue. Either way, irrelevant. So we left off. We confronted the Archmage after killing this bozo. And he's like, hey, yo. Actually, everything you know is a lie, but that was just him gaslighting and gatekeeping. Honestly, playing this game before probably helps. Helped with your ability to do dialogue only quest lines. Dude, yeah, no. Definitely. You do like get a good working memory playing Sorcery. I'd honestly say, Murph, you should probably go for it. Sorcery is a fucking banger fun game. Like, holy hell. I'm also excited to watch Jeremy's streams on Sorcery because I know he did the streams on Sorcery. I had seen that he'd done the streams on Sorcery. Never watched the streams on Sorcery. But I'm like, I was like vaguely familiar with Sorcery before. And I'm like, huh, this seems interesting and also basically free ASMR content. Therefore, let's make it. So here we are. But yeah, okay, so we confronted the Archmage. He was like, everything you know is a lie, but that was a gaslight and gatekeep, and he turned into the devil himself, actually. So that's not fun. I was waiting for you to finish it. It looked something up my alley, but I was tempted to tackle it once you were done. Ooh, I see. Yeah, no, it's a blast. I'd say don't rush through. Don't rush through the first part. It doesn't matter. Don't rush through the second part. Like, definitely take your time to explore each part. The third is the goofy one. The third is the one where, like, so long as you get the objectives done, you're fine. I apparently missed a serpent. I don't think I did. But whatever. But yeah. Like there's so much I haven't explored around here that I wish I did. That's live. All right. So we should be able to go to the all right. Yeah, we'll continue forward. I think the goal here is going to be we're going to rush the gates of Throbbin. We're going to see if that works. Because last we stopped right, it keeps putting us back here. Last we stopped it said, oh yeah, you got to find an unseen way into the tower. What does that mean? I have no clue. I have no clue what an unseen way into the tower is. At the start, we got the birdmen. They're like, oh, cool, you're the Analander. We'll fly you up here. Just bust in. You're chilling. We did that. Apparently, that wasn't an unseen way inside. So I assume that we could instead just walk up here, maybe, into the gates of Throbbin. And just bypass all of that generally, and that would be a more spooky way. And I think that's how you're supposed to do it anyway. So let's just go this way, and we should be chilling. I do want to see if this lady, though, has any other, like, dialogue trees. Ranny. What's up, Ranny? Do I know you? We've met. I don't think we have. You're going to the vaults. Keep talking. You're after the Crown of Kings. I can help you. All right. Oh, okay, yeah. This is new. I can help you. She laughs and begins to pad towards you. You think so, do you? But just as Ranny is advancing on you, a nearby door bursts open. A group of goblins spill out, tripping over each other. There she is! She points at Ranny, and she has a friend. The goblins charge forwards. You will be quickly surrounded. Cast a spell. Maybe we can just like... Oh, maybe we can read her mind. Let's see. You weave the spell, pulling on the cloth skullcap as you do. Rani's thoughts fill your mind. Quick, sharp, adaptive. She's focusing on her swordplay, her feet, her weight placement. But above it all, one word rolls around and around, as though she's trying not to forget it. Excuse me? What? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. That is... There's a bug. Hold on. Where the fuck did it go? It's gone. It's gone. It's evaded me. Okay. Anyway. It is, she seems to think, the secret word for the Archmage's vault. The spell fades. Cast a spell. Let's fireball. We can get Rani's help. Okay. Can we fireball? We can gob. Consulting the stars, you bind a barrier of magic, throwing up an invisible barrier in front of you. The goblins slam into the barrier, and Rani cries with laughter. Right before she slips into a side alley and disappears. You'd better leave before your spell gives out. You return down the street. Do we go for the vault? We could probably go for the vault. We also have gold now, so we could probably gamble. Let's look at the door. All right. The road curves along the edge of a tall stone wall, eventually reaching the door to the wheat fields. The sun has almost set. The sky has turned a deep purple. The door is made of thin strips of metal riveted together, with a few gaps and holes between the plates. Peering through the holes, you make out a wheat field beyond. We've been here before. We just haven't been to the mill, I presume. That's what this is. Yeah, because we found like a trap door here. And that had some like papers in it or something. Okay. Let's rush to the vault, actually. All right. You follow the main road around a corner. You pass broken buildings, fallen into disrepair. Some still show signs of habitation. It passes by the monastery gate. Another night begins. You should try to find a place to sleep, especially on an empty stomach. Before you is a stone facade that stretches the length of the street. It seems to be closed for the night. The night air is cool and good for walking. Right, to the square. You follow the road, which gets better kept with every step. You are approaching some kind of central square. In the moonlight, this corner of the square is quiet. A wider road leads west into a rundown area of the city. The moon climbs the sky, filling the world with thin silver light. Continue. Let's go to the center, actually. The night is drawing on. You stride into the middle of the public square where Mampang's inhabitants go about their business. In the center is a huge statue of a faceless man holding a crown aloft, the Archmage. We've been here so many times before. Let's move on. All right. We're going to go rob this man's vault. All right. Move on. We can't go by Nylock's shop. It's closed for the night. All right. At the far end of the courtyard is a gloomy hallway. It seems like a strange addition to the otherwise clean merchant's quarters. Continue on. You emerge into a small, dirt-filled room. There's an untidy pile of timber in its center and a door by the far end. You cross the room and rattle the handle of the far door, but it doesn't turn. Is it locked? Kick down the door. One good kick, and the door flies open. All right, let's go through the door. All right, we got to talk to the mutants downstairs. That isn't like a slur or anything. They're actually mutants. They're just goblins that have been mutated. I need to put that out there. The smell is fetid down here. What is this place? A low doorway is set in the wall. Make a move. Oh. What did he say there? What buried horrors lie beyond this door? I don't know. Maybe it's something cool. You stride into the underground room to be stopped short by a chaotic scene. Inside the cramped chamber are more than a dozen grotesque creatures, clambering all over each other. Bro, they're just vibing. Oh my god, they didn't even eat the whole apple? There's a bug? What's going on here, man? Sup, fellas? You step forward and greet one of the creatures. You notice her You notice her tongue is snaking out of her mouth and coils twice around her neck. Who are you? She asks. Are you looking for the vault? Yeah. What's the vault? You must be looking for the vault, the mutant answers, rolling her head in its socket. No one comes down here. The other mutants lumber towards you. A few more circle around you, as though trying to approach you sideways. May I pass through? She considers this. To explore the vaults? Another pipes up, thin and reedy. The vaults are guarded, it shrieks. Hold on, it shrieks. The vaults are guarded, it shrieks. Guarded by traps and beasts. And the word, adds the long-tongued one. You open up your pouch, showing a meager supply of gold. But the long-tongued goblin laughs. Gold? Can you eat gold? Does it help you walk, or smile, or laugh? What do you want? Nothing you can give, the mutant replies. You cannot remake what has been made. I don't want to threaten him. I'll threaten him. Back away, or I will force you to act. The creatures pause, eyeing your weapon warily. Then, one with the coiled tongue balls her fists. We have weapons too, she answers coldly. As she speaks, a hulking mutant lowers himself from a sticky pool on the ceiling. His body is extremely skinny, but his arms are like tree trunks, and he advances with ground-shaking steps. What could we do here? We could do an illusion of worship. Kip, cause speed. We don't have... Or that's nip. I'm not gonna just burn the beast. I could do kin? Maybe I could do 6. Something like that. What could we do? Foff, maybe? Fog. Just sneak past him. I don't think there's another way. I would prefer to make friends with these little goblin creatures, but I think this is our only option. Yeah, let's just do sun and run. You gather the stars into a brilliant design around you, and the sun jewel in your pack begins to pulse and throb with a brilliant light, a brilliant blinding light. Light floods the room, blinding most of the mutants. In the unfamiliar light, they see each other clearly and are horrified by it. Wait, why is it a fist fight? Why is it a fist fight? He made me toss my sword out the window. Uh-oh. My best attack. Oh my god. Why do I not have a sword? Pulverize. Get pulverized, idiot. I'm gonna die here. Bash. Uh-oh. Do I not have any weapons? Fuck me. He made me throw all my weapons away. I can't even rewind. That's not good. Well, shit. It's not good at all. Oh my god. I kind of forgot about that little tidbit. That's not good at all. Okay, so we gotta go to the market once we're done here and trade our gems for a sword. Otherwise, we are beyond screwed. Oh my god, how did I forget about that? I just assumed, oh yeah, no, I've got like 16 backup swords. I'm fine. Evidently not. Okay. Some major tomfoolery will have to occur then. Two is too low. Yeah. Oh, that wasn't a 2? Oh my god. Hit him with a 4. Alright. You strike again, mustering a lumberjack blow. You lunge at the mutant. The champion staggers back, gasping, its face a bloody mess of blood and bruises. Summoning the last ounce of strength in your arms, you ready a final knockout punch that sends it tumbling back onto the floor. The other mutants around you, or the other mutants back away as you snatch up your Analan sword once more. The long-tongued goblin rubs her hand with... Oh, wait, hold on. Did that happen? Oh, the mutant knocks your blade aside with his club. I see. Okay, okay. You snatch up your Analan sword once more. The long-tongued goblin rubs her hands with worry. Who will protect us now? What will we do without a champion? They cluster around each other, fearing that you will turn on them next. I will leave. All right. Wait, so what swords do I have now? I know my assassin sword got... I literally just don't have any weapons. Uh-oh. Gorilla, help me. Thank you. Okay, all right. This is... Okay. Hold on. Slamming the door behind you, you jog down a short hallway. The walls echo with the sound of mutants pounding at the door, but it does not open. At the far end of the corridor is another door. You close your eyes and raise a prayer to the gorilla. Listen. You press your ear to the door, but hear nothing through the wood. But you do catch the faintest smell of grease. The door's unlocked. It swings smoothly open on well-oiled hinges. The oily room. My room, for real. You enter the room, which is even darker than the mutant's chamber. The corners are lost, and there is nothing beyond the far wall, and there's nothing of the far wall beyond the faint outline of a doorway. A faint, oily smell hangs in the room. Dude, absolutely my patron god is the gorilla. I love the gorilla. I refuse to, like, get Korga, one of, like, the best gods to choose, apparently, because I love the gorilla. I'm faithful to the gorilla. Korga is like the god of, what is it? Is it Korga? I think it was Korga. Back in Care, Korga's like the god of like giving or some shit. So I assume that he's just like, all right, you need something, there you go. Like, I think I also, after I got out of Care, just because I was curious and don't really plan on playing these games again, maybe, I looked, and apparently Korga does indeed just grant your wishes. So, interesting. So it's playing the game on easy mode, basically. Okay, I'm not going to strike a light. I'll step forward. You step another place in, letting your eyes adjust. The floor is slightly slippery, as if someone had spilled fat everywhere. In the far corner, a shape looms. Oh no, it's a mucolytic. Yeah. So I assume it's like you could just keep spamming the prayer button. I don't think so, though. Take another step. You take another step into the room, and a kick rattles something across the ground. Glass? I'm heading for the far door. You pace across the room, ready for attack, but nothing jumps out. As you reach the door, your skin prickles. Is there something in the corner? No. Let's look into the corner. You face the corner with a raised sword and see nothing. I don't have a sword. What's that sound? A faint wheezing of sorts. It seems to crawl along the walls. Keep listening. You strain your ears and make out a fleshy scraping behind you. There's a pause. The wheezing comes again, and the scraping again. It sounds like a haunch of meat being dragged across the tiled floor. Turn slowly. You turn slowly, making a little noise. Whatever is there is equally quiet. You hold your breath, and the scraping starts again. You walk forward, keeping your Analan sword in front of you. The scraping dies down, but the wheezing remains. Something crunches underfoot. A glass object. A vial or a glass box, perhaps. It is now crushed. Stay still. You stand very still, holding your breath. You can hear the wheezing again. What's more, you feel a warmth on your face, as if something is very close. You reach out in the darkness, and your hand touches blubbery, oily flesh. The wheeze grows louder as you touch. Something caresses you, bending and winding as it moves. A tentacle. It seems to sniff you before stroking your chest. I don't like this. You take a few steps back. What kind of blubbery trunked creature is this? The beast moves into the light and is getting very close to you. Bruh, oh, hey, Pete, how's it going? Let's go. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, it's a mucolytic. You step out into the light and see and you see the trunk extending to a misshapen face that looks almost like it's melting. It's a mucolytic, a hideous creation of the Archmage. The creature's right beside you, leaning down as if it's about to whisper a secret. I don't like this. We're going to keep back. As the creature approaches, you sidle back, staying a good distance away. But how long can you keep this up? I can't keep fighting things. Gawk? I'm not... cause fear probably won't do anything. I could read minds. If I just zap this hoe, I will not have a lot of stamina for the fight then. Mud. He's already a grease ball. That's not going to do anything. Hold on. What do I have? I don't have an illusion of worship. Or a jewel of gold. Let me gawk. You craft the enchantment, pulling the black face mask out of your pack and putting it on your face. The reaction in the creature is instant. It hurries across the room to cower in a corner. The mucolytic shivers as far from you as possible. All right, let's search the room. Looking around the room, you find a small key in a small pool of oily broken glass. What it unlocks and what it's doing here is a mystery. You are free to move forwards and leave the quaking mucolytic behind. Going good, go pet that elephant. This is no elephant you want to pet. It's a grease creature of disgust and disdain. Okay. That elephant's being left behind, all right? It's going to go cower in the corner. I'm not fucking with it, Pate. I'm sorry. Not even for you, homie. Leaving the stench of oil behind, you step out onto another set of stairs that spiral downwards in the darkness. All right, bottom of the stairs. The stairs finish in a small chamber. A narrow door leads into a wider room. The crackle of torchlight comes from within. This chamber is ringed with torches which seem to have been burning for eternity. There is a plain wooden door across the room. These are the vaults below the merchant's building. But there is nothing to be seen, no treasure of any kind. However, a small bottle of potion lies in the floor. It must be morning by now. You've been awake all night and are weaker for it. This has to be a trap. I can't get the gorilla's help either. Let's suss it out. Quite literally. I can't suss it out. Okay. How? Reaching to the constellations above, you create a spell. Or you create the spell. A steady voice enters your mind. There's a secret door, the voice informs you. The catch is hidden in the walls. Take the potion. You pick up the potion. Blimberry. A stroke of luck and not a moment too soon. You can drink it now. Opening the potion of Blimberry, you gulp down a mouthful. You feel somewhat improved and your hunger is abated. Okay. Let's search. Searching the room, you notice that you have left oily footprints behind you, but otherwise the floor is clean. How have others not spread the oil in here? You also find a single gold coin on the ground. Yippee! Let me take it. The coin seems normal enough, so you pocket it. Perhaps this is all that remains of the treasure in Mampang. Okay, let's look at the walls. Looking over the walls, you notice a worn stone on one wall. Looking closer, you see that it is in fact set into a smooth socket. No combat, no magic run. I don't know if that's possible considering a few events. You could probably do a no combat run. I don't know about no magic though, but that would be interesting. All right, let's push the stone. You push the stone into a wall until it clicks. A counterweight moves somewhere out of sight, and part of the wall, or somewhere out of sight, and part of the wall swings open. A secret door. Oh baby. There's no turning back through the room of mutants above. Okay. Secret door. You slip down the narrow passageway, emerging into a bare room lit by a single torch. But you see nothing else. There's a small bloodstain here. Fresh. Someone else has been down here. Right, well there's the tutorial spell, but then there's also I think you have to, towards the end from last stream, it seems that you have to use counter spells to counter a few magic things that you encounter, and there's no other way around it, I don't think, but we'll see. So I think Rani is down here as well. She's got to be. You follow the far passage, but ends in a solid wall. You feel across the wall until you notice a loose brick. Pressing it, the door swings open. All right, let's go through. This room is vaulted and filled with dust. In one corner is a skeleton. It is slumped against the wall as though dead of exhaustion, with a pouch near it. The secret door swings shut as soon as you are clear. Ooh, hold on. I really have to pee. I'll be right back. Okay. No magic is going to be an interesting... It will be. I think it'll be pretty interesting if you do no magic murder. The door swings shut as soon as you are clear. Okay, let's look at the skeleton. The skeleton is draped in leathers that have begun to rot, but they must have been dyed black, but they must have once been dyed black. Whoever this person is, they were quite small. A curved dagger sits at their belt, and there's an empty pack hanging from their collarbone. A black cloth sits on the face as if used as a mask. Interesting. Take the pouch. Looking into the pouch, you discover a handful of gold. The pouch is still largely empty, however, it could have once held a much greater amount. Let's look at their boots. Examining the boots, you notice how soft the tread is. The individual must have been a thief, caught sneaking in these underground chambers, but whatever they stole is now long gone. Take the boots. You slip the boots off the feet of the skeleton and shake out the toe bones inside. They are made of borin skin, a fine, supple material. The skeleton's ribs, you notice, have been shattered by a cruel blow. Interesting. It might be flanker. That's what I was thinking. But we saw flanker on the way in. He was just vibing. Unless there's like some type of time loop spell going on inside of here. There are 2 other doors from the room. One straight ahead and another to your right. All right, let's move on. What the hell? What is that? What is that? Okay. I think this being the secret way. Going this way will be more fruitful. Maybe. So let's go this way. We'll go to the one straight ahead, I think. Yeah. You slide between 2 stone walls along a narrow corridor. Heavy doors block the way at either end. The great snail beckons. No. You enter the next room and find yourself eye to eye with a wolf, its body covered in armor. Before you can wonder what it's doing here, it crouches and its wicked claws scrape the ground. The walls, you notice, are covered in thick blood. You've seen this armor before. It's a werewolf from Care. Attack the shoulder clasps. Remembering Vic's advice, you lash out with your blade, which I don't actually have, but I think the game doesn't know how to handle the fact that I don't have a blade. So, interesting. And pierce the armor at its weakened shoulder joint. The clasp breaks and the armor slips off. The change is instant. The wolf's hair recedes. Its back straightens, and you are left standing before a man stripped to the waist. You want some clothes, dude? I mean you no harm. Where am I? He stares at you. These are the vaults of Mampang, you tell him. He shakes his head. I've never heard of such a place. What am I doing here? Do you know what you are? You ask gently. A wolf, he exclaims. No, you can't be. The man shakes his head. But what do I do now? What do I do? He stares at his fingers. I can taste blood in my mouth. There's no cure for lycanthropy. The man stares at you. But what happens if I change again, he demands. What happens to me? Lock yourself up. Before the full moon, you tell him. If you watch, or if you are careful, you will survive. But why me? The man demands. Why me? Fate, you reply, as you sheathe your sword. Be grateful for your life. The peasant nods and then takes off at a run. The wolf armor lies piled in one corner. You look over the armor, and indeed, the shoulder clasps are poorly made. But there is nothing about the armor worth salvaging. You could press on into the vault or turn back. Let's continue into the chamber. Walking into the room, you trip over something. You keep your balance, but turn to see that you've broken a tripwire. There's a whistling in the air as an arrow hurtles towards you. Duck. You duck and the arrow just misses your shoulder. The sound is accompanied by the shook of another arrow notching into an unseen string. Oh, man. Tiptoe. Or let's cast a spell. We could wall, but that'll break all of the... That might actually be an interesting thing to do. If we break all of the tripwires, it'll be manicky for a little bit, but it should be fine, right? Right. This isn't magic. We just have a goblin do our bidding. No. Oh, let's cast a wall, assuming it's not too much. It's 3 stamina. We have 5. Jesus Christ. How many doses of Blimberry do we have? See, this is what I get for not, like, paying attention to what I have. We've got no weapons. Got a few, like, pieces of garbage. Oh, 7 doses. We should be chilling then. Yeah. We're going for that then. We could tiptoe across the room. Let's try that. You try to tiptoe cautiously across the room, only to put one foot on a loose stone that unleashes another volley from the slots that cover the walls. An arrow catches you in the side and you gasp in pain. You gingerly pull the arrow out and manage to staunch the bleeding. You are in pain, but lucky to still be alive. There's nothing else in the room except now broken arrows. You scan for tripwires as you leave. Dude, sadly, I would, but I have no goblin teeth. Otherwise, I would have used the goblin as a goblin shield. And it would have been funny, too. Imagine you pop into existence, and your only use is as a shield. That'd be so funny. This corridor curves slightly, and you feel your way forwards through the darkness. All right, big room. You enter a large room, once more ringed with torches. A huge door sits across from you, covered in gilded patterns. But guarding it is another werewolf. Let's clap his shoulder clasp. Yotta yeet. As the werewolf charges, you deftly stab at its left shoulder, again with my non-existent blade, and it's knocked sideways, the armor flying off in the process. Rolling, the creature leaps to its feet, turning from beast into woman before your eyes. Her eyes betray deep fear, yet she raises her fist to defend herself all the same. I mean, surely the goblin would be understanding. He's like, yes, sir. Give me a gold piece afterwards, though. I mean you no harm. You cry. She stares at you for another moment, then runs away from you, out through the opposite door. A moment later, you hear the hiss of gas, a terrible gurgling and choking sound. Alone in the chamber, you stand before the large door. It's not locked, but the ferocity of the now dead guard attests to its importance. Alarlo Malantoya, you cry. The word echoes around the cold stone. Very, very quietly, you hear a click from inside the walls. Of a trap disarming? It's impossible to be sure. A clanking, cranking noise echoes from somewhere close by. You look over the large door. It's inscribed with ancient glyphs of protection, of secrets, of fear. You pause to listen. There is definitely something mechanical in the next room. The final door awaits. In we go then. Opening the rich doors, you discover a room empty except for a large contraption with pipes and dials. It pumps steam in and out like a beating heart. You step inside the room and the door seals shut behind you. What did you do that for? A voice demands. The great snail. No. It must be Ranny, the treasure hunter you encountered in the city. She shakes her head. I got here first. First, she says quickly. 90% to me, 10 if you help me figure out what the hell this thing is. She kicks the contraption as she speaks. How did you get past the wolves? Meat biscuits. Werewolves tame easily. Smart girl, smart girl. How did you survive the traps? What traps? Don't tell me you stood on the pressure switches and tripped wires. Who does that? Then she laughs. Look, help me with this thing, or there's nothing for us to share. Look at the machine. You turn your attention first to the machine. A few levers protrude from its brass and iron hull, sparking occasionally. Pipes lead both upwards and downwards in the rock. A few dials have needles like compasses, but they swing wildly, and the glass is so scratched it's hard to read. Ugly thing, isn't it? Randy complains. Icy water drips down your neck from somewhere above. You prowl around the room, alert, but see nothing dangerous, but also nothing of any real value beyond the curious machine. At the far end of the room, you spot an oddity in the wall. I noticed that too, Randy assures you. I assumed it was an exit. Looking over the curious far wall, the edges of one brick have been worn smooth. After some prodding and pulling, you discover it slides free, revealing a hidden switch. Leaving so soon, Randy teases. The machine spits and churns. Randy bangs the side of it with her elbow, then rubs her arm. There's something here. I know it. Let's pull the levers. You reach for one of the levers, but Randy catches your arm. Didn't you see the electricity coming off of this thing? She demands. You're no good to me if you get yourself fried. Let's press the wall switch. You press the switch, and the whole section of wall shimmers, then disappears, revealing a small chamber, no larger than a cupboard. Yet it hums with magical energy, sending vibrations into the air. You suspect that entering this chamber will trigger some sort of powerful spell. Randy remarks, "Be my guest," and gestures at the doorway. The dials on the contraption all point upward. For a moment, a vent emits a terrible scream of steam. Randy covers her ears, and the dials drop once more. Hidden chamber time. You head for the hidden chamber. Be seeing you, Randy cries out as she kneels by the hole and puts her head inside. What can you see? Nothing yet. My eyes are still adjusting. Let's leave her. You leave her. Before you reach the small chamber, something happens. One moment, Randy is peering down the hole, and then her body topples backwards. Her head is missing. Something in the dark below flashes out of sight. Well, that's not good. Let's search her body. Ruthlessly, you pat down Randy's headless body, uncovering a decent sum of gold. Holy shit! And pick up her cutlass. It's a fine blade indeed. The machine is beating away. Okay. So, dude, something like that. What else could it be, though? We could just say fuck it and enter the hidden chamber. Because I think that's this, right? You'd think. It could be. Maybe it's a whole magic portal. So, like, okay, because look, assuming this is the room we're talking about, it's circular. So it kind of is almost like it's reminiscent of the traps back in Care. So yeah, her head probably just got teleported up, honestly. Let's enter the hidden chamber. The room seems very quiet. You step into the small chamber. The air crackles, but nothing happens. Yeah, here we go. You wait, staring at the wall. You do not feel any different, except for the breeze tingling your ear. You feel over the wall, accustomed now to secret caches, but there do not seem to be any. Wait, a breeze. Are you not underground? You turn around to find that the chamber has moved itself. Oh, very curious. You're standing in a niche in the wall of a small stone room. Behind you, inside the vault, is empty sky. You see nothing but the mountains of Zaman in the distance, and birdmen circling nearby. To your left side are bars. This is a cell. Uh-oh. That's not good. Well. Let's cast a spell, shall we? Dop. You spin the constellations into shape around you. You hear a faint click and it swings open. Outside, Volkim slumbers on. I think this is like the guard we met. You creep down the hallway until you are near the sleeping head jailer. Okay, all right, listen. All right. I escaped, so I'm still at large, Merc, okay? I might have gone to jail, but that means nothing if I'm still out here. Though I'm not out of the woods yet. All right, jailer, give me your keys. You gently lift the ring of keys from her lap, but too late you realize that they are attached to her belt and the tugging startles her awake. Knock her unconscious. A swift blow to the side of the head puts her back to sleep again. You exhale with relief. A few ragged prisoners look up as you pass, their eyes free of hope. All right. Take the jailer's keys. Pocket them. Search the room. You search the room and find a single chest, which you unlocked with the jailer's keys. Sitting at the bottom of the chest is a small pouch of gold, which you scoop up. There's nothing else of interest in this room. Let's free the other prisoners. You unlock the cells of a few prisoners that share the dungeon with you. They all look half-starved. Most flee with barely a glance back. One man stops to shake your hand before disappearing. He has the look of a hardened killer about his miserable eyes. Go back to my cell. Let's just leave. You want to waste no more time here, but follow the prisoners up the steps. You ascend the steps cautiously but meet no resistance. The prisoners have left the far door hanging wide open. Okay. You creep up from the cells to the commander's office, but it's empty. The prisoners must have come through here. The ornaments on the wall have all gone. On the far wall hang a portrait of a lady. Search the desk. You search over the commander's desk, but most of the papers are requisition orders for military equipment and are not very interesting, although there does seem to be a lot of them. Then you find a sheet detailing purchases of lupine armor, countersigned by one Vic Shenshale. It seems that the Citadel has bought a score of them, with an order for hundreds more. You look over the portrait, but make nothing of it particularly. On the back is written Celestine. Smash the portrait? Why would I? Oh, fuck this lady in particular. Do I just be a goblin? You know what? Fuck your portrait. You take a moment to bash the hilt of your sword into the glass frame, and another moment to tear the painted cloth within. The fragments of the lady's face, Celestine, scatter across the floor. Look in the wardrobes. In the wardrobes, you find a captain's uniform, presumably Cartman's old one, before he was promoted. It is not as pleasant as the one you already own. There are sounds of shouting coming from the square. I just ruined this man's fucking, like, the portrait of, like, his dead wife or something. Fuck you. What have I done? I'm a fucking goblin. What can I say? Do we go back to the cell? Listen, we've got 3 health and a dream. You emerge from the commander's doorway, and you meet a terrible sight. The courtyard is filling with clashing metal and cries from guards and prisoners, fighting in the middle of the yard. The buildings opposite are burning, thick smoke coiled up towards their roofs. Run for it! You turn to run, slipping between flashing blades until you reach the iron door at the corner of the yard, but something stops you short. A birdman hisses before you. You. I know your face. You all look the same to me. What? Do I just be racist to the birdman? I'll draw my sword. You go for your sword, but the birdman knocks it aside. The creature laughs and opens its mouth to hiss. A razor sharp. The creature laughs and opens its mouth to hiss. A razor sharp tongue inches from your face. Meanwhile, its talons slash your neck. So there goes my sword. God damn it, dude. Okay. Oh shit, here we go again. Alright. Back down. Move on. Alright. At least we have the gold. Oh no, we still have the cutlass. So we're fine. Hmm. Okay. I just wanted to regain some stamina. Okay, okay. So, move on. Okay. We're just gonna keep going. Two men in heavy robes sit on the guest. Oh, what's up, dudes? Haven't seen you before, but you're welcome. Welcome indeed. We've no food to give. Right, we've talked. To these guys. Oh, I meant to like go away, but that's fine. These are like, this is the Temple of Gambling. And normally I'd be into this, right? But We've got a time crunch, so I'm going to leave this for like the second playthrough I do off stream. Because even though I'm like, I don't want to, I know in 6 months I'm going to want to. So how about someone else does it on stream, you know? Okay, another night begins. Oh golly gee. Okay, I have a sword now, so that's a plus. Kind of insane, I know. But we surely are not going to die again. I could sleep against the statue. Ah, why not? Alright. What is left of the night is visions. You are curled up on a bed of straw and bones. A bird maid is carefully plucking grit from your skin and nuzzling you with its cruel hooked beak. You are safe, warm. She feeds you with a still living rabbit. You're in a dark place. A narrow hole overhead echoes with mechanical chugging. Nearby, curved teeth are hungering for you in the darkness. After a while, you hear distant laughter from the east. I gained a huge amount of gold, 133, and entered the Tower of the Archmage. I died twice. Jesus Christ. You wake to the sound of people and tramping guards, and hurry to your feet once more. Alright, make a move. We're just going to go for the tower. And try to go through the Throbbing Gate. So, alright. I've done this encounter like 3 times now. And then you're like, any excuse to grab you. Like the most creepy thing ever. But she's like, tee-hee, I love that. So, well, you're an alright sort. Go on through. And if I see you in the mess hall, we'll down a flagon or two. She winks. Bro. Shit's goofy. Okay. Try a key. To your delight, the oily key that you found in the room of the mutilytic turns into the lock. Then you slip through the small door and close it behind you once more. All right. All right. You're within the inner fortress once more. The alleyway turns to the right, but on the left is a low iron doorway. Do we kill this dude again? I think it'd be funny. Well, yeah, let's kill this dude again. Low door. You could approach the door or make your way down the alleyway. Oh. I want to go to that door, but my feet do not obey. So I can't even go back to kill this guy again. Damn. Okay. Inwards. Move along. Oh, hold on. Alley end. You're nearing the end of the alleyway by the guarded door. Another rather narrow door is nearby. Look at the iron door. The iron door is a large slab, guarded by 2 birdmen. They have seen you but have yet to react. This door must lead to the inner fortress proper. Seize up the guards. You cast a sidelong glance at the guards by the far door, sizing them up. I don't know why I said seizing. Sizing them up. They are birdmen. Tall, strong, with savage clawed talons, and beaks like pickaxes. One is missing a wing. They have seen you but do not approach or call out, instead holding to their posts. It's most unnerving. Move on. Okay. So we have a decision to make here. Either I could try here, which I've never done, or I can go into the low room, hitch a ride with the birdmen, and go straight up here. The only thing is, I don't think we'll be able to get Jan if we go straight up there. I think we have to go here, we'll climb up these steps, then do the Throbbing doors and all that. All right, iron door. Fuck it. You approach the iron door at the alley's end. The 2 birdmen stiffen at your approach, gripping their halberds more tightly. Walk past. You saunter by and reach for the door. The halberds snap down into a cross, blocking the doorway. Get out of my way. I don't like your tone. Let me pass. Why? Who are you? I'm the Archmage himself, you declare. The birdmaid howls with laughter. The Archmage, no one sees the Archmage. What a crook. She continues to laugh even as she slams the butt of her halberd into your groin, sending you flying backwards. You land on your back, the impact forcing the air from your lungs. I can cast a spell. You open your arms to cast a spell, but the birdmaid prances forward and steps on your wrist. This is a fortress of sorcerers, she clucks. Clucks, not cucks. Jesus Christ. She clucks. I don't think I can't recognize magic. The birdmaid holds the blade of her halberd to your neck. Her companion rouses himself, rubbing his now cracked beak. They truss you up and toss you through the iron doorway into the courtyard beyond. Okay. Once again, you are bound up and hauled up on the slope into the inner fortress. Eventually, you are dragged into the office of the commander guard himself. Okay, here we go. The room is windowless, but lit by a half-dozen lamps scattered about. Kartuum, commander of the guards of Mampang, sits behind a wooden desk covered in scattered parchments. Introduce myself. You open your mouth to speak, but one of the guards smacks you about the cheek, silencing you. The Analander standing right before me, murmurs Kartuum. I should have killed you as fast as possible. I need to be like with this man's good graces in order to actually do what I need to do. So I feel like taunting him about his dead loved one is not the best option. Even though it is funny. I could just say, you will not capture or kill me. You may as well allow me to walk out of here unfettered, he says. Cardamom jerks his thumb. To the dungeons and get him out of that uniform. It's clearly stolen. God damn it. You're dragged through a narrow corridor, your head bumping against the frame, and around into a room that overlooks a line of dank cells.
A hobgoblin dozes in one chair, and one of your captors kicks her awake. Volkim, we've got a prisoner at you. A prisoner for you. Play dead. Volkim must be the chief jailer. She has 5 key rings pierced through each ear, and her hands are set with spikes that must be seared somehow into the bone. She uses one to pick at her nostril. She stretches, clearly still half asleep. Has he been to Nagomaneth or the commander? Look pained. You pull a pained, injured face. The guard shakes his head. The commander sent him to you. Volkim makes no move to leave her chair, but unclips and hands over a large key to the guard. Lucky me. Second on the right. The guards grumble, drag you out of your cell, leaving you bound. They strip you of your possessions, storing them in a chest near Volkim. Your captain's uniform is stripped from you. You are now out of disguise once more. They leave you without a glance back, and Volkim resumes her nap. You're lying on the cold stone floor in a cell in the dungeons of Mampang. These are not dungeons underground. Rather, they are built high up in the air, carved on the rocky slopes of the mountain itself. Metal bars block one wall. Opposite to them is nothing but a long drop. Chill wind draws at you, pulling threads of straw over the edge. You check your pockets, and you still have Volkim's keys in there, but you cannot reach them. Jesus. The voice cracks are insane today, but you cannot reach them with your hands tied together. There isn't much else to the cell. This is not meant to hold prisoners for very long. Most are likely quickly executed. You struggle vainly against your bonds, but they hold fast. You have the keys to this cell, but with your hands tied, you cannot use them. You cannot cast when your hands are bound and mouth are gagged. Let's peer over the edge of the cell. If I die here, all of my possessions, I don't think get brought with me. So I can't just like jump off the cliff to reset. You shuffle to the edge of the cell and peer out over the long drop below. Below stretches the inner college of Mampang, clustered stupas and ziggurats linked by stone walkways and crackling with flashes of starlight. If you were to fall, the impact would most certainly kill you. Almost directly below you is the crystal dome, inside which shadows and shapes seem to move. Look into the dome. You stare down into the dome, and for a moment, you seem to see reflected in the glass the image of yourself, stretched out on a mattress of straw, rolling this way and that. The vision clouds over once more. You try to stand, which is difficult with your feet bound and hands tied behind your back. You manage to sit up, then get to your feet, and then get your feet underneath you. As you try to rise up, you totter, then tumble head first once more. With no hands to catch yourself, you bash your forehead on the rough stone floor, sliding dangerously close to the face of the open cell. Rest. You crawl towards the pile of hay in the corner and throw yourself down onto it. But you cannot seem to get comfortable. Something is sticking in your back. Moving this way and that, you eventually dislodge it from the hay, a glass bottle. It clatters across the stone as it rolls towards the edge. Catch it! You hurl yourself across the floor, catching the bottle at the very edge of the cell before it can drop away out of sight. And without going over the edge yourself, you take a moment to recover your breath. Okay, let's look at the bottle. The bottle is a wine from some ancient cellar. It's labeled, curled, and faded, but the cork has rotted away and all of its contents since evaporated. Smash it! You grasp the bottle between your shaking fingers, lift it up, then strike it hard against the flagstoned floor. Your eyes light up as it shatters into a score of palm-sized pieces of jagged glass. Yes! All right. You turn around and squat down, working at the piece of glass between your palms. Then begins the painstaking work of sawing against the rope. You can hardly hold onto the makeshift knife in such an awkward position, but after many minutes of effort, you weaken the ropes. Pull! With a mighty pull, you break the weakened ropes and yank the filthy gag out of your mouth. You are now free, or almost. You'll need to get the door open. You pat down your pockets and you still have Volcom's keys. You quickly unlock the cell door. All right, let's cast a spell. We could do Yaz or something. No gob, no gob. Dop isn't going to do us anything. Right, we don't have any of our items. Leave the cell. Search the room. All right, you quickly unlock and take back your things. Slip past. All right. You ascend the steps cautiously but meet no resistance. The guards who deposited you are gone, and the path leading into the dungeon is deserted for the time being. You've escaped the dungeon, but that soon may be discovered, and the fortress's denizens will be wary of you now. If you're captured again, you might not receive such indifferent treatment. All right. You walk up the steps from the cells and go through the door and emerge directly into the commander's office. The commander looks up at you sharply. I'm a friend of Celestine, you declare boldly. The commander narrows his eyes. What trickery is this? Oh, shit. Okay, we got to think really hard here. We know her name, and that's about it. Oh, no. How are we going to do this? How do we bullshit this? I met a woman called Celestine, you begin, looking at the portrait. She looked like that woman. The effect is immediate, as though the commander had been struck across the mouth. He collapses backwards into the chair. Get out, he murmurs weakly to the guards. All of you, clear the room. You hear me? Get out. The guards nod and leave, and you're left alone with the commander. He points with shaking fingers. Tell me. Now. Shit. Celestine was in care. You met her. Oh. Ooh. She runs an inn where I stayed. The commander nods. She was always a gracious hostess. His eyes lower for a moment. And she mentioned me? I'm a sorcerer. I read her mind. The commander nods and pauses and stares at you. How do you know that you have... How do I know that I haven't read mine? Your mind. Oh, wait, hold on. Jesus Christ. The commander nods, then he pauses and stares at you. And how do you know? And how do I know that you haven't read mine, he demands. You don't. The commander nods. He is a romantic, clearly, and wishes dearly to believe you. Very well, he nods. He stands and paces over to the window, looking out across the yard. Finally, He turns back to you. So, he asks, what should I do? Oof. Man. Jesus Christ. I hate lying to this guy, but uh oh man. What do I I don't think it's a dead wife though, Murph. I think it's like it's got to be like a lover. Help me defeat the Archmage. He's not going to go for that. He's not going to go for that. There's no way he's going to go for that. Oh yeah, it's just like help me defeat the Archmage. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Wait, hold on. All right, hey gamers, sorry about that. I had to deal with a quick call real quick from a doctor. But we should be uninterrupted at least for another hour. If it takes longer, then so be it.
Okay. Right. Sorry. Let me get back into the mood here, okay? All right. So what do I do now? Do I say nothing, she'll come to you? Or tell her, go to her? If I tell him, help me defeat the Archmage, the man is not going to go for it. There's no way. He's going to be like, you're manipulating me. You're manipulating me. Hold on. I mean, okay, all right. Murph, Pate, if you're still here, what do you guys think I should do? I think that she won't come to him, but he won't know that until you're. I mean, yeah, but like, I'm wondering if he'll go for the help me defeat the Archmage. Because here's what I'm thinking, right? He didn't straight up kill me immediately, which is interesting. That's like, huh. He knows I am the Analander, right? And yet he pushes me into a cell. Very interesting. Like it's almost like he is like, I don't know how to deal with this right now. So I feel like he might be like the Birdman and is like a traitor to the Archmage or something. The fact that he is also like so willing to just be like, I'm gonna hear you out is like, huh, very interesting. Go for it. I mean, yeah. Okay. What should I do? Help me defeat the Archmage. Then I will take you back to her. He stares at you. The Archmage does not take kindly to strangers. You're a better man than this place deserves. Celestine told me as much. He all but snarls at you, but does not contradict. The commander's a man of honor. He nods sharply. And what do you want from me in return for this? I need a secret way into the inner tower. A secret way into the sorcerer's spike. Like a tunnel. There isn't one. But if you mean secret from, he points sharply upwards, then there's only one place in Mampang that can do that, they say. He can't see. And that's the tower doors themselves. The Throbbing doors. He laughs. It's a fine thing. The most secret way into the spike is to walk straight through the front doors. But you can't, of course. How is he going for this, man? Maybe he is a traitor. Wait, hold on. Have you heard of the Samaritans? Rogue birdmen, he answers. The Samaritans of Shin. They're dangerous and not to be trusted. Who knows how to open the Throbbing doors? I don't think anybody does. I don't even know if Throbbing himself did. There are traps set on the doors, spells, and they say the last spell
is a spell that Throbbin himself couldn't control. If I were you, I'd give up or find another way. There is no other way. Then you will have to counter old magics. He sighs and stares up at the portrait once more. There's a clatter of armor outside. Guards are passing this way and that. You better leave. Quickly. You nod and hurry away, sighing with relief. You emerge from the commander's doorway. Night has fallen. You need to rest, especially on an empty stomach. This is the east side of the wide courtyard that sits below the sorcerer's spike of Mampang. Guards mill this way and that. A short distance away, a wide set of steps lead up towards the tower's doors. An iron door leads south of the courtyard, next to the commander's door. Oh, make a move. The steps to the sorcerer's spike are right in front of you. There's nothing stopping you climbing them and taking a look at the Throbbin doors themselves. You step out into the center of the square, nervous on how exposed you seem. The moon climbs the sky, filling the world with a thin silver light. Thick, oily smells drift from a building in the north. But the most impressive sight here is the deep, towering flight of stairs that leads upwards towards a door in the inner tower itself. On the other side of the yard is a familiar large block of wood. That's where I got killed. The night air is cool and good for walking. After a month of walking, you have finally come in sight of your goal. The great sealed Throbbin doors stand before you at the top of the stairs. You make your way to the base of the great steps that lead up to the sorcerer's spike. The moon moves slowly across the dark sky. Your heart is in your mouth. The inner sanctum lies within reach. You make your way, one by one, up the enormous steps. The tower looms above you like never before. Each step is carved with a word in the old tongue and spells out a message for those who approach the dark heart of Mampang. The message is spelled out one pictograph word at a time, one per step. Those who climb must comprehend. Enter or else ne'er descend. The symbols chosen are unusual. They are all the same viewed from either direction. You steady your nerve and continue to climb. About halfway up, you are arrested by a shout from below. You, where are you going? Run for it. You break into a run, leaping up the steps two at a time. The guard who shouted races forwards, but he does not dare put foot on the staircase. From below, he shakes his fist. I'll ask you again, what do you think you're running to? Are you drunk? How dare you delay me? One does not keep the Archmage waiting. How dare you delay me? I am on Archmage business. You reply boldly. The guard stares at you. You're on business from the Archmage. Then why did you run? One does not keep the Archmage waiting. I wouldn't know. But well, if you know what you're doing with those doors, I won't stop you. And he hurries away. Ignore the warning. By the doors. Okay. Here we are. You stand by the colossal doors at the top of the stairs. The silence descends, as though it were as though a quieter corner of the city. Jesus Christ! Why am I reading bizarrely? A silence descends, as though this was a quieter corner of the city than any other. Perhaps what you have heard is true. The Archmage truly cannot watch this part of the city. Certainly, a heavy magic exudes from them. Look at the doors. They seem to be simple enough, if large. The large wood panels are covered in ornate carvings. Someone left a pack here by the door. The carvings are of obscene, distorted figures, perhaps once beautiful, but now warped and bent by fire. In the center is a single vertical stroke. 1. Let's look at the pack first. Perhaps someone else tried to open these doors. Once. A pack lies discarded on one side of the step. It's a little charred. Gingerly, you open the pack. It seems safe enough. Inside are a few glass bottles. You lift the bottles out one by one, shaking them to identify their contents. It's a list of potions. Blimberry, blessed water, and fire water. Oh, take them. You stash each bottle and then quickly step away from the discarded pack. Okay. 1 vertical stroke, 1. So let's see. First, let's pray for healing. God knows we're going to need it. It would appear that whoever ran the last spell fucking died. Okay, glyph 1. You find a glyph in the burnt tower and the tower of berries. So I use Doc. I think. You cast the spell across your potion and it begins to glow and fizz. Ooh. What do I do with it though? Do I drink it? Not gonna lie, I'm playing solo Helldivers and watching, and I thought you said dismembered head. It's goofy. It's goofy. Bro, you got Randy on your mind, man. I forgot that I kind of killed her. Ish. Okay, maybe I drink the potion. You knock back the enchanted potion and it warms you from inside out. Okay, so that was 1. What's 2? Okay. 2 is Tower of Floating. So we zap it. Wait, hold on. So zap. So floating, invisible. Hold on, let me get a paper to write this down. Because I don't want to keep jumping back and forth. Okay. So in the Tower of Skeletons and Tower of Time. So that I think the Tower of Time is Zed. And the Tower of Skeletons was Rez. And that was 4. Yaz, which is for invisibility. I don't think we ever found the counter to invisibility. Tower of Floating, which is Zen, is 2. Okay. So let's look then. Zap. Okay. In order to cast a spell, the caster must wear a gold-studded medallion. All right, which we have. And Yaz is the next one, which is Tell. I think. Wait, is floating Zen? Magically float in the air. What's it countered by? Zap? Wait, okay, hold on. It could be fall too, though. It could either be Zen or fall. Oh, no. So we'd have to do rock. Okay, all right. Let's think back to the Tower of Floating, right? I'm trying to remember what I did in there. Was it more fall or was it more Zen? When cast, it makes the caster's body as light as a feather. The caster will float down through the air and gently land on the ground. I think it was more fitting that it was fall because I could just like kind of float. Versus Zen. Magician may hover for as long as desired and may float around as well. This one, Zen almost implies like it was very poignant, very purposeful. But when we were in the tower, it was not. So I'm leaning more towards it being fall than Zen. I guess we'll see. If we die, we die, Lamau. So if that's true, then Glyph 2, we'd want the counter for fall, which is rock. So let's try that. But I don't. Okay, here's the other thing. I don't know if drinking the dock potion was the right choice. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. We don't even have the options to do rock. Okay, hold on. Let's pour the potion on the door handle. The potion sizzles sharply as it slicks across the handle, but it does not boil away. But it does not boil away in moments as you might have expected. After a while, it seems cool. Wait. You wait, nothing happens. There are no explosions or counterattacks. Everything is still. Touch the handle. You reach out gingerly to touch the door handle. The metal is cool. It seems that your spell has countered the hot spell, but the door is still not open. You've survived the. Oh, okay, I see. You've survived the first of its traps. Okay, right. So I guess I was right to go back and try. Okay. You've survived the first of its traps, but surely there'll be more. And sure enough, your fingers on the door handle are starting to flake with gray dust. You snatch your hand back. Okay, gray dust, that's rock. Okay. So yeah, then it has to be fall and is not going to be Zen. I see how this works. Excuse me? You weave the spell, but although you complete the spell, it seems to have no effect and you float in the air as expected. Good, try the door handle. Tentatively, you reach out for the door handle. Sure enough, nothing happens. It's quite safe. Look at the door. Looking over the door carefully, gaze working from top to bottom. Carvings have morphed into a title, now showing strange, frozen poses. 2 vertical strokes stand side by side. 2. Did that not counter it? I don't think it countered it. Even though I'm pretty sure it's what we needed to do. Consulting the stars, you bind the magic once again. It does not take effect. I guess I open the door now? You turn the door handle, now completely safe. The door opens. Then quite suddenly, the door shimmers and disappears from sight entirely. The passage beyond is revealed. So we already know that this is invisibility. So we have to do tell. I actually clicked Zen. Okay, tell. You gather the stars into your design around you, pulling the cloth skullcap on as you do. A moment later, the door is visible once more. It would seem your spell has countered the spell of invisibility that had hidden the door. Now you can see it. Your hopes lift suddenly. The door to the sorcerer's spike of Mampang hangs a crack ajar. A good shove will open it, but you cannot help but feel that there's still another trap yet to overcome. There's a message on the door now that was not previously visible. You trace out the message on the door in words of the most ancient tongue. I am protected by the worst force. In the world, retreat, for I will take your yesterdays and I will take your tomorrows. Again, that's referencing Zed. So, if we cast... Wait, the 4th clue was Res, I think. You take a vial of holy water from your pack and cast your spell. The water begins to shimmer and shine from or with inner light. Pour it on the door. You pour the glittering water over the door, or over the handle of the door. It seems to soak into the wood without any noticeable effect. Whether it has had any effect on the door is impossible to say. Push the door open. You reach for the door to push, only to feel a crackling of energy as your fingers near the wood. You snatch your hand back quickly. What? I'm protected by the worst force in the world. Retreat, for I will take all your yesterdays and I will take all your tomorrows. Push the door. There's no other way to know. Or there's no other way to know. You reach for the wood and allow your fingers to connect with it. The effect is instant, fire erupting from the wood down to your arms. Was that not the right? But for a moment later, the sensation fades. Indeed, you feel refreshed, then your body has been destroyed but built anew. Maximum stamina has increased without. You step without difficulty through the throbbing door into the tower beyond. Wait, what? There is no other way to know. You reach out for the wood and allow your fingers to connect with it. The effect is instant, a fire erupting from the wood down to your arms. But a moment later, the sensation fades. Indeed, you feel refreshed as though your body has been destroyed, then built anew. Okay, it worked then. You step without difficulty through the throbbing door and into the tower beyond. And we got max stamina? Oh, baby. All right. Inner keep. It takes a few moments for your eyes to adjust to the dark. You are inside the Tower of Mampang. The only way is forwards now. There can be no turning back. This place has the appearance of a cave, half submerged by water. The black stone is slick with water, and spongy moss grows from every crack and crevice. Cobwebs blur the corners as though the ceiling was hidden by mist. It is as though no one has walked this way for 1,000 years. You make your way further along the passageway, footsteps echoing on the cold stone. You reach the base of a wide flight of stairs. They seem to fill the space of the tower, as though whatever lived here was impossibly wide. A few closed doors lift off to other rooms in the tower. You look over the doors. They seem ancient. One appears chewed. Gret only knows what lived here. It would surely do you little good to find out. The climb is exhausting, and you quickly lose count of the steps. There are no windows and no doors. Nothing to measure your progress by. It is as though the tower is screwing downwards into the ground with every step you take. After some time, you spy a door up ahead. Inside, or set inside the wall of this tower, is the cell. You pace forwards, every sense on high alert. As you curve upward, you come to a familiar heavy door. It is the cell in which you were imprisoned. A tiny iron grill sets at eye level, with a hook directly opposite, no doubt to taunt any prisoners with the sight of a key. But the hook is empty. The stairs continue upwards for here. Let's unlock the door. Let's get Jan. You take the key from your bag and slide it into the lock and turn. The tumblers fall over and the door slides open. Out of the darkness of the cell, Jan patters. The creature stares at you in disbelief. You can only smile. Come with me. The Midnight nods. I told you you'd need me. Didn't I tell you that? Or didn't I tell you? You pick up the Minimite and put it carefully into your money pouch. The stairs continue upwards. Gloomy, remarks Jan, but at least you know which way to go. The stairs reach a landing that curves around the tower. A colored glow spills across the stones from a large stained window, shining despite the darkness outside. The Minimite tugs at your cloth. There's terrible magic at work here. I can taste it. You look over to the window. The colored panels form a mosaic of coiled lizards, perhaps a serpent, but you do not have long to consider it before you hear a voice back. Face me. It's him, hisses Jan. Run. Who's there? It has been some time, I think. You stare as a shadow moves before you, becoming a man. It's Flanker, the assassin whose life you spared in the hills. My friend, I knew I would find you here. Flanker lowers his head for a moment, then lifts it once more. I feared it, but I did not know for certain. There's something terrible in his tone. What are you saying? I'm an assassin, he replies. Flanker stares at you with those dead eyes that have seen so much death. It is my air, my breath. I must do what I must do, as we all must do. Shit. Help me kill the Archmage. Help me end all of this. He shakes his head. When we met, I knew my destination, but not my target. Had I known, I would have killed you sooner, Annalander. I recall that I bested you. If I had known I was to kill you, I would have stabbed you in the back the moment you walked away from me, Flanker replies coldly. Better to have done it then, before the hardships you endured to reach this place, than to cut you down so close to your goal. If you want me to go, I'll go, the Mennonite hisses. In case you need to, you know. He waves his arms around a little. He could be under the effect of the crown. He could be. Oh, what did the Archmage say that the crown had? This is assuming he wasn't lying. Cloth skull cap. He was describing the contents of the crown. Cloth skull cap, bone. Jewels of gold. And what else was there? Oh my god. Because we might be able to counter all three. Hold on. There's another one I remember. Was it Crystal Orb? It might have been. Man, I don't know. Okay, so it was all ones that require items. I'm like 90% sure. It might have been walk, but we don't have beeswax. So we can't counter that. I don't think it was 6. Shit. I know for sure it was bone, which is kid, which is create illusion. So we use dim to counter that. So dim for kid. Yaz for tell. Um and then nap for god. What was the last one? Oh man. I'm trying to think. It must have been far. There's nothing else that makes sense. Though it could be like yap or rap. Okay, if it was far, then it's dop to counter that. But Murph, I don't know if you were there last stream, but last stream we had discovered that or basically we tried to get or we were gaslit by the archmage into thinking that he was the good guy or some shit. It was something fucking goofy like that. And he was like, "Oh yeah, the crown of kings is um a crown made up of cloth skull cap, bone, jewels of gold, and there's something else which I think is a crystal ball." And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, all this power, like all of this power coincides to basically make the crown of kings, which is basically undefeatable, I think." I don't know. Okay, what else could it be? Maybe it was Rez, but I don't think so. It could have been Yaz, too. But I remember those three in particular. I feel like there was a fourth. But he definitely said illusion of worship. Or like, he said that it's set with jewels of gold. Has a like bone band and is a cloth skull cap. It was minimum those three. Let's tell Jan to leave. Jan, leave us. Flanker nods along the corridor. Along there is the Archmage's library. You may wait there. Jan looks up for a moment, then nods and hops through the doorway. You feel a weight lift from your shoulders as his presence recedes. Take his arm. He cut off your hand at the wrist, casting Jesus Christ. You're under the power of the crown. Plead with him. Oh my god. Flanker, I beg you. The Archmage is evil. You cannot side with him. I am an assassin. If I do not kill those I have pledged to kill, then I am nothing. I am as changeable then as the weather. Then change. Do I kill myself here? I think I kill myself here. I'm... I do not want to kill him. Flanker bows to you, raises his curved sword in salute, then takes position. You nurse your wounded arm and begin with a quick stab, expecting Flanker to be cautious at first. He turns his curved sword about. Sindla forgive you, he declares as he swings. The impact of his swing catches you in the kidneys. You cannot help but scream, and the sound echoes up the stairs, perhaps all the way up to the Archmage. Closing his eyes, he murmurs a quick prayer and sets his stance. Spinning his sword about, Flanker lands 3 slicing blows. You defend the best you can. The force of his blow bruises your ribs as he pulls the blade clear from the flagstones and kicks you backwards, off the blade. Your death comes now, Anlander. May the gods treat you well, he said, in a voice as cold as the wild backlands. You cannot win this fight. Wait, am I still under the Zed spell? I actually don't know. And it might reset me if I'm not. In which case, bruh. I think I'll just let him kill me. And if I'm fucked, I'm fucked. All right. Okay, we'll keep running through this. Spinning his sword about, Flanker lands 3 slicing blows. You defend as best you can. The force of his blows bruise your ribs. He pulls the blade clear as he lifts it from the flagstones and kicks you backwards off the blade. You drop to a defensive crouch. He tries a deep slice, but you roll out of the way mostly unharmed. Flanker laughs appreciatively. He spins about his sword. I always knew it would end this way, Flanker remarks. He laughs. You parry the best you can as he catches you with a passing slice across your cheek. The impact of it catches you in the ribs. You stagger quickly away, leaving a trail of blood to drip down the stairs. Flanker swivels his grip. The weapon sings as it moves. There's nothing else for it. You have to risk an attack. You sting with your blade, low and fast, saving your energy. But the blow you land is only minor, because Flanker has shifted his feet. Flanker flicks the blade through the air, crouching as he moves. I'm gonna suicide myself, yeah. You're far from home. I will ensure your corpse is honored. He does not relent. You do your best to counter. I give the gift of a fast death, Flanker tells you. His tone like the swamps of Vishlami, deep and cold. The assassin's quick jab is vicious. He steps aside from his own swing. The impact of his blow catches you in the side. He raises the sword above his head, crouching as he moves. He turns his blade about and pushes forward. You parry the best you can. The Archmage will be grateful for your death, Flanker says. His eyes are merciless. All right. Succumb. What's my fate? All right. Zed. The Throbbing Door. Okay. Okay. The sensation of the spell is now almost familiar. You come together and feel yourself whole once more, only this time you are nowhere near the beggar. Up ahead, the throbbing doors have fallen open for you. You climb the steps of the tower just as you did before. Even better, you realize with a shock of pleasure that your right arm has been returned to you. Magic courses back through your veins. Okay. Keep going. Start to climb. I am intent on freeing Flanker. Jan, go. I need my magic. Turn around. Right, of course. The Mennonite scampers through the doorway ahead. Then a voice speaks. Face me. You turn around and meet a pair of quick, intelligent eyes that do not smile. You stare as a shadow before you moves, becoming a man. It is Flanker, the assassin whose life you spared in the hills. What are you doing here? You demand. That's the correct question. When I met, I knew my destination, but not my target. Had I known, I would have killed you sooner, Annalander. I recall that I bested you. If I had known that I was to kill you, I would have stabbed you in the back the moment you walked away from me, Flanker replies coldly. Better to have done it then, before the hardships you endured to reach this place. Then than to be cut down so close to your goal. You cannot beat me. You know it. Only one of us will walk away from this spot, he answers. I've killed 100 men and 100 women in my time, and I have studied your style in our long journey together. You draw your sword from the scabbard. You advance on him, cutlass pointed forward. Flanker paces to meet you. Let us finish this then. His blade leaves its scabbard in a curved moment. Okay, so we should... I think there's a fourth. But I'm not sure. You weave the spell. You complete the spell, but it does not seem to take effect, and for a moment, Flanker seems to falter, staggering sideways as though struck. Then he recovers, one hand on the wall. I cannot let you live, he murmurs. I cannot. The spell is formed, and though it does not disappear, it does not take hold. Flanker appears dazed. Something is definitely happening to him. He looks at you, his eyes searching and filled with wonder. But slowly they cloud over once more. Should be nap then good, I think. Unless there is indeed a fourth. You complete the spell. The assassin suddenly stops in his path. He blinks slowly, as though rousing himself. You. I was going to kill you. You were under the power of the crown. Flanker's eyes narrow with rage. The Archmage must pay for this insult, he breathes. He points to the doorway ahead. At the top of the tower, this maggot is unarmed. This will be easy. You head along the landing. Flanker walks ahead in silence. Let's get Jan. You follow the corridor around the curve of the tower, where you previously entered the library. There's an archway here. It contains a recessed stone wall, as if someone has bricked over a doorway. Curious. There's no sign of Jan anywhere. Where could he have gone? What's this? I do not know. I came through the library on my way to you. He rubs his forehead, but I do not recall it well. You have also been this way, but I cannot remember it. I climbed the outside of the tower, Flanker explains. But it's sheer stone. No stone is truly sheer. Tap the wall. You tap the wall, but it feels like solid stone. But one stone you tap has a faint ring to it. Huh. Is this some sort of puzzle? Is it? Knock it once, knock it twice, knock it 3 times. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my god. I guess we try knocking it once. You knock it once, but as you lift your hand away, a small bolt leaps from the wall and zaps you. There's a spell here keeping away keeping unwanted visitors away, although it's less powerful than that of the throbbing doors. There must be some sort of code or pattern for this wall. Knock it twice. You knock twice on the stone, it emits a soft hum. Knock twice. Oh. Man, I don't know. Place your palm to it. You place your palm to it, but your skin immediately sizzles. You yank it away, but not before you've been burned. All right, knock on the wall. Twice. It's a soft hum. Hands in prayer. You put your hands together as though in prayer, and you then touch your fingers to the wall. The humming becomes louder, then the wall vanishes. Excellent. Let's get Jan. You enter the library once more, but it's in a much better state than you last saw it. Bookshelves line the wall, and more books are scattered on a desk in a corner. You pull out a random title and check it. 12 Methods of Summoning. Taking a few more, you see that every book concerns magic. You found the Archmage's personal collection. The Midnight looks up at the assassin. You two made up then? After a fashion. Good. This feels right. The three of us back together. Have you found a way forward? Not yet, Jan says, buzzing around the room, peering this way and that. The library is dead silent and dusty. Clearly no servants come in here. This place is for the Archmage alone. You have seen so many books of magic, or you've never seen so many books of magic in one place. Whole libraries of spellbooks containing every variant, every minute detail of the art of spellcasting. The Archmage's power must be truly vast, with access to so much knowledge. Flanker is making his way along the wall, tapping methodically each tapping methodically brick by brick, methodically brick by brick. Jesus Christ. Speaking is not my strong suit. I think that's the one thing I've learned throughout this entire playthrough. I can't talk for some reason. Pull a book out. You return to the shelves and run your fingers along book titles. Read the Perception of Perceptions. You lift down the perception book and open to find the contents are a single elaborate diagram. As your eyes trace the lines and its outline, you find that you are becoming acutely aware of hidden meanings and references within the art. It is as though the book is teaching you how to see what is hidden. You can continue to follow the diagram and become acutely aware of your own heartbeat. You follow the diagram onward and start to notice the little hairs inside your nose. All right, we're putting this book back. It's getting too creepy. When you look up from the book, you are startled to see that you are looking at another door across the room, which you had not seen before. Oh, that door, Jan nods. All right, we'll go that way. Let's read the Artifacts of Teleportation. You pulled the Artifacts of Teleportation from its shelf. The writing is crabbed and dense, and you have to lean over the tome to make sense of it. The author writes that spells of teleportation can be attuned to mundane objects. Unlike most spells, the text reads, certain kinds of teleportation do not need a Grimalkin to function. Flicking through the book, you discover that Some writing has appeared on the page, and it now reads, teleportation requires the rotation of elements of reality and separation from other elements of reality. The pivot for such a movement must be a fixed astral point. At the same time you notice your pack feels lighter. 3 new books have appeared on the shelf. You look into your pack and find that the pair of Borin skin boots have gone missing. What? Okay. Let's look at the new book. Look at the new books. "18 uses of a spiderfish, a treatise on astrological shift and the heat of magical combustion." Okay, hold on. I just realized that we're very low on stamina, so we're going to need to... Let's read magical persons, then we're out of here. You open the book. The first few pages are dry, narrated in a soft, low voice. Eventually, the voice stops reading. "Who are you?" it demands. "You're not the archmage." "You're not the archmage." Well, this is embarrassing. "Who are you?" "I am Valaquesh, the greatest archmage the fortress had ever had. I swelled our numbers. I taught peasants to till the fields with spells of gigantism. I built the portal traps of care and distributed their secrets among its people. I did many acts of wonder. And you get to read all about them in my book." You fucking... You nut. He's shilling his book even in death. My God. Look through the book. You skim through the book. The various things mentioned in the book are indeed included, along with some other anecdotes. The founding of the inner colleges of Mampang, for instance, for the study of magic. But how are you speaking? There's no speech, the book replies, quite clearly in a southern backlands accent. This conversation is purely a construction of my essence. My life has been distilled so perfectly into this book that even to glance across its page within is to begin to gain an understanding of me. The book leaps from your palm. Now, dear reader, there's a rhyme to the front of this volume. Perhaps you could read it out for me. Just then, Flanker knocks the book from your hand. "You've been staring at that volume for nearly an hour," he declares. "Stop now before it cages you." You shake yourself. The book lies upside down, hissing and cursing to the carpet. I'll put the book back. Okay. It's time to move on. You've browsed the books enough. There will be time to read later. All right, hold on. We've got to prepare. Drink. Yummy. Sleep here. Close eyes. It seems an odd place to sleep so close to your destination, but to meet the Archmage weak and tired would be unwise. Settling down your pack, you stretch out despite the hard floor. You close your eyes and let the tiredness overtake you. The long night is kept busy with vivid dreams. You walk around and around in coiling pathways, following the stairs that lift up and down between the shifting, moving levels of a clockwork tower. There seems to be no top and no bottom to this place. You walk endlessly. You're lying on cool, moist ground. Underneath it all, a tall, swaying tree. There's a nagging pain in your leg, and you look down to see a sapling growing up through your thigh. Try to pull it out. You try to pull it free, but every tug makes you scream in agony. It's as though you are pulling at your own tendons. Through it all, you feel the heat of Analan burning should your quest fail. Yeah, I'm in the Archmage's house. I would hope he's aware of me. You wake to find the Minimite fluttering around the room, cheerfully. "I found the door," he remarks. "It's over there." He points towards the new opening. Flanker's guarding the door. "There's nothing stopping us," you declare. "Come on." You exit the library to steps beyond. You climb another winding set of stairs up to the next level of the tower. You are high now. The wind outside is roaring past, shivering the glass in the windows. Let's get this over with, Jan mutters. This way, Flanker says, in a voice like gravel. The corridor winds around the tower until it reaches a small wooden door. Another window casts a dim light on the floor. Once you move back at the door, once more you're back at the door to the Archmage's garret. You can only hope you are better prepared this time. Hold on, let me set myself invisible just in case, real quick. I technically have a meeting in like 12 minutes, but if this takes more than 12 minutes, I need an excuse to be late. Okay. Flanker, do you wish to kill him or shall I? I am yours to command, Flanker replies, but if you do not kill him, be assured that I shall. This is it then, isn't it? Asks Jan. He's behind that door. I can smell the magic coming off of him. This is it, Flanker replies. Pray for luck. You pause a moment to close your eyes and whisper a silent prayer to the gorilla. There's no reply, not here, but you still feel calmer for it. Then you reach out and try the handle of the door. It turns. The door is not enchanted, nor cursed. It's not even locked. Draw your sword, advises the Minimite coldly. You can cut the crown off his neck. You enter the garret room. Behind the desk, an old man is sitting, but his expression is not as it was. His eyes are wide with fear. You are the Analander, he breathes. You finally come after all this time. Bria saw the truth, and you are here. Flanker draws his sword and holds it outwards. You feel the power of the crown, then you feel it ebbing gently away under the Minimite's influence. You will not enchant me this time. The Archmage is sweating. This time? I don't know what you mean, but I see you are a sorcerer of remarkable power. Jan clambers with some difficulty up onto the desk, struggling to balance without his wings, and the Archmage glares at him with clear hatred. Kill him, Flanker. The next instant is almost too quick to see. Flanker's blade flashes. It leaps like a fish from water. For an instant, the Archmage is sitting upright, then the crown rolls across the stone floor, coming to rest against your boot. Stamp on it. You look over to the Archmage with sympathy. He's a mere shell. Whatever power once coursed through his body seems to have been drained from him, and left him dry and cracked as the soil of the Backlands itself. No one can be allowed the power of this artifact, you begin, holding up the crown. Its time is over. You're going to destroy it, Jan asks. Are you sure? What would you suggest? Nothing different. The thing stinks of raw magic, the Minimite nods. I think it's an excellent idea, but I'm not sure how you'll get out of here with it. Out of here without it? Well, how either of us will. That doesn't matter. What matters is the future of the land. Hold on. Let me restart this. It's kind of, again, at the climax of the story, and I'm fucking up the lines. That doesn't matter. What matters is the future of the land and its people. Then you do it. Your heel on the crown shatters the bone circlet. The sun jewels spill out in all directions. The ancient weathered skullcap seems to turn to dust by itself. A veil seems to lift from the room, as though the sun had risen in the east for the first time in centuries. The Minimite sighs with relief. It's time to go, you declare. The Minimite hops back on your shoulders. And how will you do that? The flanker asks. You merely smile as you head for the window. The wind atop the turret is intense. It tries to rip you from the tiles as though under the command of the dead Archmage. Jan shivers, gripping to your shoulder with embedded claws. Down below, you see the armies of the Archmage mustering in the city square. Wave my sword. You lift your cutlass high in the air, hoping the gold crest eagles waiting near the citadel will see. Nothing happens. I hope you've got a plan for getting down there, the Minimite remarks. Look down at the army. As you wait, you look down at the army below. From here, it seems small, untrained, and ill-equipped. A motley band from a tiny citadel, ill-prepared for the long march west. Without the power of the crown, the power to make every soldier, every woman, every man along the road, they cannot hope to succeed. They must surely falter and fade away. But they are not marching. They're surrounding the tower, and you see at their head Khartoum. Just then, you look up, attention taken by a keening sound coming from the west. The sound is accompanied by the sound of wings. From inside the turret, you hear flanker call. I hear something. A bird. I don't see anything, the Minimite says. Peering over the battlement, I can hear it, but I don't see it. Are you there? You call out. There's a great screeching, but no reply. But then again, the gold crest eagles of Analand can turn their feathers to make themselves invisible. And yet, they cannot speak. Flanker clambers out of the window, coming to perch beside you on the turret. I see nothing, he declares, but I hear them. Hi, Jumbo. I saw you chat earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the story. Jump. There's nothing for it but to jump. You stand and step on the edge of the turret, Jan clinging to your arm. Falling. You fall too far, past where any eagle might have flown, flanker falling with you. You look to him for help, but there's nothing he can do. He has no trick hiding in cloak. Then there's a sudden rush of air above you. Claws catch your shoulders. Rescued, squeals Jan, and it seems he is right. You have been caught. The great bird has you and will not let you fall. You are lifted slowly into the air. You are flying. The eagle soars up into the air. To Analand, you cry, and the creature caws out in agreement. Finally, after so long, you're on your way home. The journey to Analand is dizzyingly fast. The eagles fly high and do not stop. You clutch at the feathers with pale knuckles. You fly past the wastes of the backlands and the walls of Care, coming into view of the Shamantanti Hills once more. So tell me, the Minimite demands, why didn't the eagles fly you to Mampang? I'm not sure. Most likely the Archmage has a ways to see them. But I still don't understand. Couldn't they have flown you a little closer at least? Over Care, say? It was a question of risk. Surely the risk of sending one man alone is greater than a few eagles carrying people on their backs. The Archmage did not have any invisible birds. You reply, it's best kept that way. He didn't. Why not? Couldn't he have just put a magical ring on the birdmen or something? But before you can argue back, the creature below you banks sharply. and conversation is lost as you turn in the air. You pass through the peaks and over the Lai Kai Pass. It seems like weeks since you came that way. The Shamantanti Hills are far below, like a green carpet, a place of lush, verdant beauty compared to the horrors you have seen. It seems impossible to be traveling this way, unrolled by so many steps. You catch Flanker's eyes beneath his mask, and he seems to be thinking the same. You follow the course of a river that curves through the Mediki forest. Have you been to Analand before? You cry out to Flanker over the rushing wind. I have, he cries back. And who knows, perhaps this time I'll stay. Then the eagles begin to glide lower. The eagles are skimming the elven village where you were once tied up. For the first time, you begin to feel nervous. You've smashed the crown. What if your king is not as great? What if your king is not grateful, but furious? Finally, the great bird settles to the earth in the long grass beside the Cantopanti road, just inside of the Shamantanti wall. This is home, isn't it? Jan asks. Seems nice. He hops off your arm and begins scrabbling away. Let's go. But Flanker is hovering, seemingly holding back. What ails you? You turn, asking your masked friend. I have faced many terrifying things, he replies, but the attentions of a crowd has not been one of them. Just don't kill anybody. Flanker stares at you, then laughs his rich malt liquor laugh. Very well, he exclaims. I will follow your advice one more time, Analander. Lead the way. You are clasping Flanker's arm in friendship when, from the corner of a bush, or from the corner of your eye, you catch movement. An old man, a beggar, skulking through the nearby bushes. Watching this beggar closely, you manage to catch a brief glimpse of the features below the mane of shaggy hair. You stride over. Where are you going to now? Jan demands. That's the wrong way. The old man leaps out to meet you halfway. Back again, he giggles. Forever and over and again. You are cursed, Analander, and I am free. With that, he lopes away into the long grass, laughing and jumping until he is out of sight. Flanker is by your side. What did he mean? The gates of your home are within sight, but the beggar is right. You have not died today, but someday you will die. And then the stars will drag you back to Mampang once more to do it all again. And so on and so on. Never ending unless you break the curse of Throbin. You turn to see Flanker looking at you with heavy eyes. Do you need a favor from me, Analander? Step towards the Analand gate. You shake the terrible thought away. Today is for celebration. Curses can come to roost tomorrow. You shake off the beggar's dire words. This is your moment. No vagabond will spoil it. You make your way to the Shamantanti gate. As you approach the gates, you feel the gorilla, ever faithful, walking beside you. You pause beside the enormous sealed gate. You draw your cutlass and knock on the gate with the pommel. A sergeant appears at the top of the wall, one you do not recognize. I've returned, you declare. For a moment, the young woman stares, and then a great cry goes up. Across all the sentry positions, an outpouring of joy and relief. Jan elbows you. They like you. Wait till they see what you've not brought home. Flanker lowers his eyes to the ground. The gates are thrown wide. You walk through the wall into your home. You and Flanker are hoisted aloft and carried all the way along the northern passage, Jan clinging to your shoulder. You've saved the old world from the Archmage and destroyed the tyranny of the Crown of Kings. But the kingdoms of the Commonwealth will demand justice for the loss of the crown. The future is hardly certain. The effects of your journey you have felt through Analand and Zanzinis. Soon every village and town will know your name. And when the Backlands are rebuilt, it will be in your honor. The Archmage is dead. His people will rise up and be free under the leader of Kartuam. But you yourself will suffer Throbbin's curse. One day you will die and return to the Citadel of Sorcerers, doomed to live it once more. Perhaps next time you'll find a way to save yourself. Your 42-day journey is complete, covering all four parts of the Sorcery adventure. You destroyed the Crown of Kings, returned to Analand with Flanker and Jan. Along the way, you killed the Archmage, were cursed to eternal death by Throbin, and destroyed Tim Pang. Did I actually destroy Tin Pang, though? That's kind of cringe. How do I not destroy Tin Pang? What did I do to destroy Tin Pang? Jesus Christ. Okay. Depressing. Hecta. Alright. Well, that's the end, man. Maybe I'll, like, try to find a way to not destroy Tin Pang. That'd be crazy. But that's Sorcery, man. At least our first playthrough. Maybe I'll do another, like, speedrun playthrough in the future. But for right now, I'm kind of late to a meeting. So I'll catch y'all later.